Hi there, this is Ranjit, and in this video we'll be having a look at this new Xiaomi 14 smartphone that I have been actually using it for about 3.5 days, and I wanted to give you my initial impressions. What do I feel about this smartphone? And guys, this is a review unit. Of course, this came in this box, and it says that it's co-engineered by Leica, and also got this pamphlet. And definitely this is a camera-centric smartphone, and they're talking about a lot of camera aspects, and they say that the lenses are co-engineered by Leica. So I have actually taken a lot of sample shots also, so we'll have a look at this one. And again, it's not a true unboxing because already had taken out the smartphone, and now this smartphone is also actually made in India. At the time of shooting this video, I don't know the India pricing, but just yesterday this was actually launched, and in Europe it starts at 999 euros. But as of now, officially I don't know the India pricing, but I'm expecting it somewhere to be around, if they are aggressive, to be about 70 to 75,000. But let's see. When I know the official Indian pricing, I'll add that in the description. So anyways, let's open this up, and again it says that co-engineered by Leica, and I'm happy to see that even this regular Xiaomi 14 is having that Leica lens now. So this is what it is, and we get this, and when you open this, you'll also get this case, and I like the quality of the case on this one. As you can see, this is the green color one. This actually comes in 3 different colors: the black, this green, and the white. My personal favorite is the black, but they sent me this green review unit. So the case is that dark grayish sand. I would say definitely use it with a case. It looks actually good, and the quality of the case is nice. So this is what it is. The device, I'll come back to the device later. Let me put the case to the side. The phone was obviously over here, and underneath we get a 120 watt charger, which is a USB type A to, and this is the type C cable. But the phone, the charging is up to 90 watts, and it charges actually very quickly. Within 30 minutes it was actually fully charging, so that way it's good. This also supports fast wireless charging up to 50 watts, but for that 50 watt wireless charging you need that special charger. I don't have access to that. I did charge this wireless charging on my car, and yes, the wireless charging actually works. It also has reverse wireless charging up to 10 watts, so that's what it is. So let's come back to the device itself, and the front glass is Gorilla Glass Victus on this one. The back is also glass, and if you look at it, it's actually a very reflective glass on this one, and it also attracts a little bit of fingerprints. What I really liked about this smartphone, and I think so this puts it in a different segment in India, is that this, though it's actually a proper flagship smartphone with every flagship specs that you expect, but this smartphone screen is still not that huge big of 6.7 6.8 inch screens, phablet kind that has become a norm these days. This is having a manageable screen of 6.36 inches, so it actually fits easily in your hand. I would say single hand operations are actually good. Finally, we are getting a good flagship Android smartphone with very good camera optics on a device that fits easily in a hand. Generally, if you want the best optics or something, you would have to go with those ultra big smartphones. And as you can see, here are the specs. I'll also have the specs here on the screen so that you can have an idea. And the first thing is regarding this screen that we have on this one, and now it's actually a proper LTPO screen on this one. That means it can go from that 1 Hz to 120 Hz, and of course, yes, it's a 120 Hz screen, and it's very smooth, I have to say. In fact, in terms of resolution also, they have bumped it up. It's actually a 1.5K screen now, and yes, this is actually having all those HDR and stuff. Even Dolby Vision is supported on this one. Next thing I like, and this is again a change, is that yes, it's a dual nano SIM on this one, no micro SD card, but this will also support actually eSIM. So when I was actually setting up the device, it actually prompted me for the eSIM. So it's nice to see that they are providing that even eSIM functionality on this one. And yes, regarding IP protection, this is having that full IP68 protection. And again, this is the in-display fingerprint scanner that you're getting on it. Yes, it's slightly on the lower side over here, but again, in terms of functionality, I did not have a problem. It's very functional, as you can see. One thing to note is that as of now, as you can see the box also here, this is only I think so in India they're just launching this 12GB RAM variant with 512 gigabytes of storage, and the storage is also UFS 4 storage. In fact, the Type-C port is the 3.1, so that's the faster one on this one. So that way they haven't compromised. It again has the Wi-Fi 7, so you're getting the latest version of Wi-Fi, and even Bluetooth 5 is there, and of course NFC is there. And one more thing I noticed is that this does have IR blaster. I tested it, but if you look at the phone on the top, there is no IR blaster. Generally we have IR blasters over here. They have moved the IR blaster over here. Yeah, so it's not visible, but it actually works. And in fact, I did test it. For example, as you can see, I have installed this, and my Atomberg fan I can actually now control with that. The only thing that you have to do is, instead of pointing it like this when you're operating something, you have to point it like that. But the IR blaster functionality actually works well. The battery on this one is a 4610 milliamp hour battery, and I would say this battery capacity is actually good, because many of the smartphones that are having this form factor or this size, if you recall, they hover around the 4000 milliamp hour. This is having a significantly bigger 4610 milliamp hour battery, and it's too early to for me to talk about the battery life, because it's just been 3 days since I've been actually using. But the initial experience, I would say the battery life is good. Okay, here is that screenshot. As you can see, this was my first charge, and it lasted about 39 hours 40 minutes on this one, and this is with my single SIM. That's my primary SIM, not dual SIM, guys. So the battery life is good, and even the standby time was pretty good. Again, a lot of camera usage, as you can see. And in terms of SOT, again, this was just my first charge, so installing a lot of apps, playing around and all those things. I got a SOT of close to about 5.5 to about between that. Exactly, it does not show the SOT, but it's regarding that. So even for battery, I would say the battery life is good on this one. And again, coming to the processor, we have the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 on this one, so you don't have to worry. The performance is actually really good on this one, as expected. Again, if you notice, the menus are a little bit different compared to the standard MIUI, because this one I feel is the first flagship that we are getting in India from Xiaomi that out of the box actually comes with this Hyper OS. And Hyper OS, I would say, is the new take of it's replacing the MIUI. And good thing is that this is actually running Android 14 out of the box, and Xiaomi has promised next 4 years of Android upgrades and 5 years of security upgrades. So that's actually nice. But I feel this Hyper OS, they have optimized it very well. If you notice, the menus and everything that you move around are very fluid. In terms of that fluidity, yes, it does support that 120 Hz. Okay, let me just show you that. Let me just quickly open the apps. And if you notice, the animations are very smooth on this one. That way, I would say, in terms of that UI fluidity, it's actually very fluid. Dare I call that marketing thing that they call that buttery smooth experience that you expect, actually they are getting. So in fact, I would say this Hyper OS has optimized that MIUI even more. And in fact, I was reading some of the documentation material. Xiaomi says that this Hyper OS is a lot more lighter, and their main aim was to make it actually faster UI, and definitely that shows on this smartphone. Apart from that, I've also noticed that with this Hyper OS, they have changed a few things. For example, the quick toggles, if you notice, they're slightly changed over here. We just get a single pane and you get all the access from here directly. Apart from that, they have also modified I would say some of the native apps. For example, the weather app. This is the new weather app, as you can see. It gives a lot more information, and the UI elements, I would say, are a lot more pleasing. I've noticed this one even for the Xiaomi security app. If you notice, this has also changed, so they have cleaned up a little bit. And even the Mi Remote app that we have actually has improved. And in general, you'll notice that fluidity within the UI, it's become very fluid. So I would say this Hyper OS is in the right direction. Again, one more big thing that I've noticed with Hyper OS is that the amount of customization that you can get on the lock screen is a lot more now. I will just swipe that away. So as you can see, this is the lock screen, and I can actually modify it quite a bit. In fact, we also have that always on this one, and the transition, if you notice, between them is very good. And you can hold this, and let me just unlock, and here you can customize it like crazy. You have a lot of options for customizing. For example, of course, you can change the wallpaper and all this thing, but the effects also, for example, the filters, if I add this was not the original image. The original image was like this, but I could actually change it. You can have a different effect like this. So a very unique personalized effect that you can have your own images if you really want. Then you can add the depth effect. So the amount of customization that they have given on this one, I would say, is very, very good. So you can play around with this and then truly actually customize this the lock screen and the wallpapers. In fact, if I unlock, if you go to the settings, this is again a new thing that I've noticed. Again, this is because of the HyperOS. If I just go to this wallpaper option now, if you notice, now everything, all the aspects like always on, fonts, etc., you can directly manipulate from this screen. So I feel they have like what do you say, made the layout and everything a lot better in this HyperOS. So I would say it's the step in the right direction. There were quite a bit of preloaded apps on this. I think so we can uninstall it. Yes, some of the apps, extra apps I have noticed on this one. And in day-to-day usage, the cellular call quality was good and clear. In fact, 5G also. I'm using it with my Airtel SIM. That's my primary SIM. And I'm getting that 5G signal also without any issues out of the box. Let's talk about the cameras. In fact, I have written an entire page regarding the camera because this is definitely a camera-centric smartphone. A compact flagship camera-centric smartphone, I have to say. In fact, all the three rear cameras are actually, the optics are done by Leica. So it's the Leica lens that we are having. And all of them actually, if you notice, I've written it down, all of them are having that 50 megapixel sensor. So that's common. But the main lens, that is the first, that is a 23mm lens, which is having an aperture of f1.6. And Xiaomi says this is the new Light Fusion 900 sensor, basically new OmniVision sensor. And they say that this captures almost 80% more light. So it's interesting. And of course, this also has optical image stabilization. Again, the lens is made by Leica. Next, zoom lens that we got, this is actually a 75mm. But it's a 3.2x telephoto zoom lens, which is actually having a Leica floating lens. And why this Leica floating lens? The thing is that with this zoom, lens, you can also do macro, as in very close-up shots, and I've took it because the lens physically actually moves. This also has optical image stabilization, and I was very surprised with some of the close-up macro shots that I took with this one. They came out actually very, very good. So this lens, I would say, does a job of two things. Of course, it's a zoom lens, that's a 3.2x zoom, but also does the job of macro. Then we have the last, that is the 50 megapixel ultra wide. So that's the rear camera setup that we are having on this one. The front camera is that punch hole one, 32 megapixel, but now it's able to shoot videos even in 4K. My pet peeve was that with the last year's Xiaomi 13 Pro, we simply couldn't shoot 4K videos with the front-facing camera, but now we can do that. Enough of talking. Let me actually now show you some of the camera samples that I have taken with this device. Let's start with some outdoor shots, and we do that 1.6 aperture. This background blur that you get is very easy to get. You get that natural background blur. This is a regular shot, and this is the ultra wide. I like the fact that even in ultra wide, the color accuracy is there. One more example, regular shot, and notice the dynamic range, and even in ultra wide it does a good job. These are some samples taken in artificial and night lighting, and here also, as you can see, it did perform very, very well. The pictures look natural even for photos taken in very dull lighting, and this is with the ultra wide. I was not expecting that much with the ultra wide, but it did a good job even at night. Some more pics around my house, and I like the fact that the pictures don't have that artificial sharpness, hence they actually look very natural. We also do have the Leica black and white filter, and definitely I have to say, when you invoke this one, it gives a very different vibe to the pictures. It gives a very nostalgic and artistic feel. Now moving to the front 32 megapixel camera, I definitely feel the front facing camera performance has improved a lot. As you can see, even nighttime it comes out good. And these are the shots taken with the portrait bokeh mode. So definitely now they have improved the front facing camera on this Xiaomi 14. Guys, recording this video with the front facing camera of the Xiaomi 14, and now the good thing is that with the front facing camera you can record in 4K, so I'm doing that. And I'm just going to climb some stairs and I'm just going to go against the light. As you can see, the sun is back, but let's see how it does. I'm just climbing the stairs. So, and the audio is also being recorded via its internal microphone. Now they say that this one actually has four microphones, so hopefully the audio should be good. Now I'm in the ideal light situation with the front facing camera. Again, I'm walking. So this is a quick sample recorded with the front facing camera of the Xiaomi 14. Now this recording is with the rear facing camera and this is at 4K. And as you can see, the grass is uneven. I'm just going to walk to see how is the stabilization. At least in the preview, it actually looks pretty stabilized, though the surface is very uneven. Let's just go back. And to give you an idea, very uneven grass over here. I'm just walking. So it looks like the stabilization is good. Let's see how's the focusing. Okay, I'm focusing near. If I just go further away, very fast in terms of focusing. I don't have an issue. Let's see exposure. If I just go up, yes, it's able to handle even the exposure. And this is supposed to have actually 4 different microphones. So hopefully my audio is also clear. Let's just walk over these steps and see. I've just climbed the steps. So indeed, the stabilization looks to be good even in this 4K video recording. So guys, this is the Xiaomi 14 smartphone. What do you guys feel about this one? And what are your thoughts about this one? As I've told you, I don't know the exact India pricing as of now. When I know that, I'll add it in the description. For me, definitely, I would say this is a very powerful, Android flagship smartphone. A compact one, which is a rarity. And the big trump card for me is that camera performance that you are getting on this smartphone. But anyways, what do you guys feel about this one? Do let me know in the comment section below. Anyways guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video. Take care guys.